Xian's first foray into the pro fighting game scene started with King of Fighters 2000. But for this player analysis, we won't be going so far back. We'll be starting with the era when his meteoric rise to fame began, Street Fighter 4. Xian loves to use unconventional characters in his game. Not only does this get the crowd hype, but he feels it gives him a competitive edge against his opponents.
At that point, I was like, if I can do well with Fang, no one will actually bother about me. Like, will actually thought that they don't have to prepare. So I like surprising people. I like, where you don't have to go to play online matches for like 10 hours a day just to grind the experience.
Yeah.
I'd rather go into the training mode for an hour every day. You find something new, and they just don't understand what you're doing. Yeah, I like that feeling.
In Street Fighter 4, he predominantly played Gen, a character most thought to be non-competitive, but of course this was proved wrong when Xian not only made top 8 at EVO 2013, but also won the grand finals against Takedo's Akuma.
What does he have left? Oh! Final pixel. Oh! Low frog into the hands, confirm!
Xian has taken it, and there is his country teammate Z.
Also, as a side note, I gotta say, looking back at old Street Fighter 4 footage and comparing it to Street Fighter 5 now, like, I think Street Fighter 5 now is a better spectators game. A better game for spectators. I say this because when I watch Street Fighter 4, I mean, it feels faster, but it doesn't feel, the fighting doesn't feel as impactful. Like when players get hit, or get knocked down or thrown, or the escape of throw, just general feeling of how the combat feels. Slowing down the game a bit in Street Fighter 5 really brought more emphasis into what was going on in matches, and who was getting hit and how hard you were getting hit and the things you were doing. It's just, I think it's more clearly portrayed in Street Fighter 5. And FAD seeing Dragon Punches, like, what's up with that? Come on. We don't need that back at all. It was a good decision to take that out, I think. So anyway, fast forward to Street Fighter 5, he picks up Fang, a character most people believe to be bottom tier, which is true in the competitive scene. I mean, even Xian believes this.
Because I think Fang is really underused, and a lot of people doesn't think he's strong. But even I don't think he's strong as well. But then that's where I feel that I could just giving out. Maybe nobody will be preparing for Fang. So
Right, there's no matchup experience.
Yes, I thought people wouldn't have spent much effort in trying to beat Fang. So that's why I decided to go give it a shot.
Fast forward to present day, and we see Xian has picked another unconventional character, but one that is very viable competitively. Well, let's take a step back and take a look at Xian's fighting style. He has amazing reactions and excellent execution.
Out, but if you feel confident that you can sit there and block, is that gonna?
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
What was that? Okay, all right.
Well, I think he's trying to build a bar by doing that grab,
okay.
and then he actually connected that in there with that ultra.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, Mike's not happy about that one.
Yeah, Mike is.
His default style is to be aggressive and always keep the momentum flowing in his favor. But he also understands the importance of patience in order to download his opponent's tendencies and playstyle. Let's take a look at this fight he had with Micros in Street Fighter 4.
Alright, so right now both players are just trying to get a feel for the spacing, where they want the characters to be. We can see right away that Mike is pressing a lot more buttons. He's trying to be a bit more aggressive. Well, he is more aggressive than Xian right now. Xian is just kind of playing it patient, trying to get some whiff punishes, but so far Mike is beating him. He gets the jump in, that's going to be useful for later. And Mike gets the win here. Alright, so moving a bit further into the sets, you see that Xian has started to become more aggressive. He's starting to jump in way more because he notices that Mike isn't trying to challenge him or anti-air him. So he uses that to try and continue his momentum and maintain his pressure. His execution is on point as usual. More jump-ins, cross-ups. Alright, this is where the pressure could switch, but Xian quickly uses his wake-up to stop all that from happening. More jumps. Again, you're gonna see him jump again. Stops him, jumps again. You can see that Xian has identified that is a weak point in Micross's game. Alright, so it's game 7, and we're gonna see where Xian has started to capitalize on weaknesses he has discovered in Micross's game. The first one we talked about was the jump-ins, which Xian is still clearly doing here in this match. He started to use his overhead attack more in order to open Mike up. He notices that Mike is often going for the headbutt, which he punishes here, especially the EX headbutt. And this is how he continues his pressure. He has the lead right now, so he sees no need to overexert himself and put himself in unnecessary danger. And there you see Micross uses his EX headbutt again, and Xian is ready, and he punishes. Alright, so let's talk about who Xian started SF5 with. Fong. Fong is actually a pretty good character on paper. Most of his moves are safe on block, which means excellent pressure when you're on the offensive. I mean, his most negative normal, except for crouching hard kick of course, is standing medium punch, which is -3. And the range is so good that not even Zangief's super can punish it. The problem is his poison mechanic and how underwhelming it is. It forces Capcom to lower his damage output, causing you to work twice as hard as your opponent to do anything meaningful. I mean, just look at this clip with Xian fighting SK Samurai's Ryu, and you see just how much work and effort Xian has to put in to win. And XXK isn't even familiar with the Fong matchup.
Grab into the up fireballs, a bit of a reset for Xian. Again, small punish on that Hurricane. There's very large damage opportunity for Fong against that. Nice cancel.
Yeah, this is just, Xiaohai is just all, Xian, sorry, is just all over the place right now.
And the anti-air version, well, the anti-air.
Struggling.
But enough of that. Let's talk about Ibuki, mix-up queen in both the air and the ground. Her downside is that she has heavy reliance on Mita and V-Trigger, but once she has those resources, she can quickly and annoyingly turn the tide of any fight. Hey, kinda like Balrog. But I digress. Right now we're gonna talk about some of this tech that Xian has so graciously blessed us with. So in this clip, NuckleDu has Xian on the ropes and in the corner. We're gonna see things make a drastic change soon though. So he gets the V-Trigger into the bomb, and with one mix-up right here, he gets the stun and gets the life lead. Alright, let's go back and take a look at the mix-up once again. This is the true definition of a 50-50, because all Xian has to do is delay the timing of his dash, and he will end up either behind or in front of his opponent. Okay, let's move on. Fun fact, he still lost that round. Let's talk about that EX Kunai for a bit. Now there's a reason why you might see pros always V-reversaling this shit. And it's because this move is just too good. Because once it hits you, it just locks you in block stun and gives Ibuki enough time to either dash up and throw or just continue her pressure. Here we see another mix-up, but this time this one takes place strictly on the ground. This whole match, Xian has been conditioning NuckleDu to expect his dash to cross up, but here we see the dash stays in the front and catches NuckleDu off guard. Alright, let's switch up to grand finals with Xian and Fudo. Okay, in this clip, standard affair, gets the hit V-Trigger. Now let's watch what happens. Under the cover of darkness, my boy Xian uses the bomb to mask his movements and mix up his opponent. Kids, I hope you are taking notes. And then finishes it off with the ambiguous kunai throw. I assure you that did cross up. But we still got one more clip to talk about. Okay, wait for it.
Alright, somebody please tell me what just happened here. Because I really do not know.
Matter of fact, let's watch that again in slow motion. So you can see this makes absolutely no sense, but it's damn good tech. So to sum it all up, Xian's major strengths are his excellent execution, he's good at reading his opponent, and he uses unconventional characters in his game. The only real weakness I could identify was that sometimes he overextends too much, as in too much offensive pressure, which can lead to mistakes and opponents capitalizing on those mistakes. Alright, that concludes my Xian player analysis. Hope it wasn't too long, and thanks for watching. Oh, and if you like this, please leave a thumbs up, and I'll be sure to do more in the future. Thanks.